Ciao my friends, welcome back to the Green Olive Cooking Channel. My name is Lucia. I am a chef and nutritionist, and this is where I teach you easy recipes for healthy everyday cooking. And did you realize that the way you cut your vegetables will actually make or break your salad? That's true. There is a technique in how you slice your vegetables that will make your salad more appealing. And there's also 10 common mistakes that people make when making a healthy salad. So let me share with you what all those common mistakes are. Pronto? Allora andiamo a cucinare. So a lot of us want to eat a salad to be healthy right now, especially because it's summertime. We don't feel like putting the oven on, and so we tend to eat more salads. But I think people don't realize how unhealthy a salad can be when you think you're doing all the right things. And there are certain things you can do to make your salad more tasty. So the first is your choice of lettuce. And so I usually use a combination of 3 different types, and that's just what I like. So I usually have all 3 of these containers, and when I come home, what I do is, for the most part, I mix them all in a big bowl and I put them in this container. So this way they're already mixed for me when I get home. So I I choose better quality lettuce. You want to choose ones that are nutrient dense, more dark green leafy vegetables. So we have baby spinach, we have mixed greens, and we also have some arugula. I like the arugula because it gives a nice peppery taste. If you've never tried it, you should. The only lettuce that I would highly stay away from is iceberg. I think people buy it because it's cheaper, but it's no nutritional value and it's just loaded with water. So we're gonna start making these salads with these 3 combinations, but please feel free to try other types of dark green leafy vegetables, especially if you have the opportunity to go to a farmer's market. It's great because they actually have more variety than you would find at your local store. Another mistake that people make is with herbs. They don't realize that you can actually add herbs to your salad, and it adds a lot of flavor. Now, of course, the herbs are endless. You can choose whichever you want. I have basil and I have parsley here. You could use cilantro, whatever herbs, mint is another good one, whatever herbs you like to use. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of each. So now that you have all the leaves of your herbs, all you need to do is just run through and give it a nice chop, and this will bring another level of flavor and freshness to your salad. And then all we do is add that to our bowl. Then we just want to mix all our greens together. Now you might be thinking at this point, I don't have time to do this every single day. Guess what? I don't have time to do it every single day either. But what I do is when I buy my lettuce, I prepare it for the whole week. So I usually get everything mixed. I even add my green herbs. Then I get a paper towel and I take my lettuce and I just kind of spread it out on my paper towel. And then I just roll it up like so, and then I place it right back in the plastic container, and the paper towel will help absorb any moisture, so it helps your lettuce last. And then all I do is take my paper towel out of the container and just kind of drop in my bowl however much of the lettuce I want. And so that helps extend the life of your salad as well. So there's a tip for you on how to keep your lettuce lasting longer. Now we're going to start adding some of our vegetables. And so this could be whatever kind of vegetable you like. And again, you can cut these up ahead of time and incorporate them in all your salads. So all you got to do is grab and go whenever you're ready to make lunch. So I do like to add cabbage. I find that when I have a mandolin, that helps to make the cuttings very thin. And I think when they're thin, people tend to enjoy the vegetables more so. So that is the next tip, is how to cut your vegetables and to slice them very thinly. So I'm just using my mandolin and I'm just gonna slice some purple cabbage. We also have a cucumber that I'm gonna thinly slice. And then I'm gonna take a carrot and thinly slice a carrot. Now I'm just gonna slice a radish. Just gonna add the thinly sliced cabbage, cucumbers, carrots, radishes. So the next is the dressing that we need to put our salad, and of course I am building this salad in order of how to do it. So dressing would be next. I would highly suggest A, making your own dressing, and B, try to use an oil-free dressing. There's a lot of calories in an oil dressing, and we'd like to save most of our calories for our salad. And I don't think people realize how many calories are actually in dressing. And when I see people put dressing on their salad, a lot of times people overdress their salad. So we don't want to do that. And the oils that are in the store-bought dressings are usually not good quality oils. And even if it is a quality oil that you think, like an olive oil or an avocado oil, once you place any type of heat or cold press to it, it does change the structure of the fatty acid, so it's not as healthy for you. And I'm going to show you how you can actually have a healthy dressing. And trust me, you will not miss the fat, I promise you, and it will taste yummy. So I'm going to show you how to make a fat-free dressing. I'm going to be making a cashew dressing, and this is great if you like a creamy dressing. So what we start with is some cashews. It's a half a cup. I will have the recipe listed below for you, but I do have cashews, and what I've done is I soak them in water so they're kind of soft, just for about a half hour. So we're going to add that. To that, I'm going to add a tablespoon of tahini. And that is a sesame paste if you're not familiar with that. And to that, I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of onion powder, half a teaspoon of granulated garlic. And then I try not to add too much salt in my dressing. I think when you have all these flavors, you're not going to really miss the salt. So I actually like to use a no salt seasoning. Kind of like a Mrs. Dash, something like that. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of my no salt seasoning. All right, and then to that we're going to add an acid. Now you can add lemon juice if you want. I have some apple cider vinegar, so I'm just going to add that. And then to that I'm going to add 3/4 of a cup of water. So now we have our creamy dressing, and of course if you like it thicker or thinner, just add more or less water. Now that our salad and vegetables are in here for the most part, I'm going to drizzle on some of the salad dressing. Now we just want to add enough dressing just to coat, and that is tip number 5. Now we will toss the dressing until it is evenly incorporated throughout all the leaves of our salad. You can always add more, so don't worry if it's not perfect yet. But we're not done building our salad. I do want to add more vegetables, but I added these first because they're thinly sliced. They won't fall to the bottom. A lot of times when you end up adding all these other vegetables, they end up falling to the bottom. All right, so now we're just going to plate this. The next thing that we need to add to our salad is some type of protein. Most of the times, I'm pretty sure people will think of steak or chicken or fish, and while those are all great means of protein, I'm thinking more of a vegetarian type protein. This is a salad that everybody can eat, no matter what their dietary requirements are. Unless they're specifically allergic to something, I think most of the people can eat this. So for the protein, I was thinking of just adding some chickpeas, and I think that would be a good combination. So you can just throw some of those on there. Now, if you wanted to roast these, you by all means can. I would not suggest buying them already roasted, because most of the times, again, whoever is roasting them will use a low-grade quality oil to roast them in, and then you are ingesting that oil, and it's not a healthy choice. The other thing I like to add on top of my salad for protein are some nuts. And you can add whatever kind of nut you want. Now I know we have cashews in our dressing, but sometimes it's nice to have a little crunch. So I usually like pecans because they're soft. So I'm just going to chop up these nuts. And again, another reason you don't want to have meat as your source of protein for your salad is because the meat is a saturated fat, and we're trying to keep the fat down because we're trying to lose weight. So even if it's a chicken, it still has, even though it's not as much as beef, there's still saturated fat in that. So we want to stay away from that as much as possible. But between the nuts and the garbanzo beans, you've got lots of protein here. Another benefit with the nuts is they are packed with a lot of nutrients. They're very fiber, and when you have a lot of fiber, it's very filling. So it will also help fill you as well and keep you satiated throughout the day. So that's another benefit of using the beans instead of a meat for your protein. Okay, so number 7 would be seasonal toppings. It's always better if you add what's in season to your vegetables, because our body actually likes the foods that are within season, and it doesn't like the same thing all the time. So it's good to switch it up. we want to use our mandolin, and I'm just cutting a little bit of purple onion. It's just going to give a nice little flavor and color to your salad. I'm not going to cut a lot. If you don't like the taste of onion, you think it's a little too pungent, you could actually take the onion sliced and put it in a little bit of water and let it sit for about half hour, and that will help take some of that punginess, if that's a word, off of the onion. So I'm just going to garnish with some of the purple onion. The other thing I'm going to add is a little bit of a bell pepper, another nutrient-packed vegetable. This one I need to cut by hand. I could use the mandolin, but I like the little square pieces. So you need to remember when cutting this, you want the pieces to be very small and tiny, because ideally when someone grabs food with the fork on their salad, you want them to be able to get several pieces of what is in the salad. And if everything is big, then it's hard to get a little bit of everything. So we want small pieces. And again, this is stuff that you can actually cut ahead of time during the week when you do your meal prep. Maybe if you do it on a Sunday before the week, and all you have to do is just take the containers out and make your salad as you are ready for the day. So you don't have to do all this at the last minute. So now we're just going to add our bell peppers. Another topping that I'm going to add that's seasonal are these peas. They're coming into harvest in the gardens, so I just will put some peas on. And again, these are the vegetables you want to put on after you've tossed your salad, because they're very heavy, that when you toss your salad they'll end up falling to the bottom, which is why you want to garnish them on the top like this. Alright, so 8 is adding fruit to the salad. I know a lot of people like to add dried cranberries to a salad because it adds some sweetness, and those are really full of a lot of sugars. So if you can at all avoid that and add fresh fruit, that would be better. It'd be a better choice for you. It wouldn't be as it wouldn't have as much sugar in it. So just cut a little bit, and again in small pieces. Find a fruit that's seasonal. Right now peaches are in season, so I have this peach, and we're just going to add that. So number 9 is adding nuts and seeds. Now I did add some nuts earlier for my protein, but I'm also going to add some seeds. And the seeds that I like to add is the pumpkin seeds. They have a lot of iron in them, and that's usually my choice of why I like to add that. And that'll give you that nice little crunch that people like to have in their salad, especially if you're used to having croutons or some of those fried little wontons or whatever they call them. They're loaded with a lot of fat, and again, it's not a healthy choice fat. So if you find things to crunch in that are healthier and natural in their raw form, like the pumpkin seeds, I think that would be a better choice for you. So I would try to do nuts and seeds for that crunch feel that you want in your salad. So number 10 is adding the unhealthy toppings. I already addressed it a little bit with the seeds and the nuts, but again, if you want some healthy toppings to add, avocado is another one that's really good. It's rich in a lot of the healthy fat. When I talked about the oils earlier, I know people think avocado oil is a good oil, and it's processed, so it's not as good as it can be. But if you actually take the avocado itself, and you can actually use the avocado instead of the cashew to make the dressing, and so you have a nice creamy dressing, and the fruit hasn't been altered in any way, and you have the healthy natural fats from it. So that would be the best choice if you're looking to add some kind of a healthy fat to your salad. I would add it with either an avocado, or you could do flaxseed instead of flaxseed oil. Do the actual flaxseed itself. But remember, with flaxseed, you need to grind it up just before you use it. Don't buy ground flaxseed because it loses its omega-3. Buy it fresh, whole. Keep it in the freezer, and then just grind it as you need it. And now we'll add our avocado. And another thing we can add if we're trying to get a little bit of omega-3 healthy oils is I love to add hemp seed. So if you didn't want to do the flaxseed or the avocado oil, you could do the hemp seed, or you could do all of the above if you want. I like the hemp seed because I don't have to worry about grinding. I just keep them in the freezer and just take out what I need. And I can just do a sprinkling of the hemp seed on top. And so you've got a lot of omega-3. So we can see that this is a healthy salad. This is probably good for 2 people. You should really try to eat at least 1 salad a day. If you could have 2 salads a day, that's even better, especially if you're trying to lose weight or want to eat healthier. I would serve extra cashew dressing on the side. You can crack some pepper on here. If you want to put a little bit of salt, you can. But I think when all the flavors, when you start eating it, you really won't need much of it, if at all any. And you can see that I will do a calorie comparison of some of the items and show you calorie for calorie. You will get a better bang for your buck here for your body. Nutrient dense, it'll keep you full, it'll keep you satisfied, and it's so nutritious, your body will love you for it. So if you'd like to see some more videos on maybe some oil-free dressings or some other salads like this, please go ahead and leave a comment below. Otherwise, until next time, ciao, ci vediamo dopo. When comparing the oil-free dressing and this salad, we can see that there's a lot less sugar, added fats, and it's a more nutrient-dense meal that is more satisfying to our body. And it is also healthier if we are trying to achieve losing weight.